I was like, so he here. I was like, I get it.
This Chromebook ain't playing. That old Toshiba, I had to move forward. I said, I ain't playing no more games. We had at a table. We don't get inspired by that. We don't get motivated by that.
It was just so aggressive. But speaking of aggressive, hello all and welcome to the Heel Turn Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Jackson Jr. and Devin Lee Crimes alongside me. Devin, how are you today?
I'm doing ecstatic. Oh, feeling ecstatic. There we go.
Feeling
Can't complain. Never been better.
Why? Why are you feeling so ecstatic? We got time today.
Cause this is I told everybody. Look at that. Look, I got the clean cut. Look at that. Look at me. Look me. I got the clean cut. I got the new Papuda. That's right, Papuda. I came up in this Zoom quick. We kicked that old Toshiba to the curb. That's what we doing out here in middle of March in 2022, moving on to bigger and better things. So that's how I'm feeling today.
You're right. That's a good feeling. You know who else has that feeling, Devin? Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes just signed.
You're only smoking mirrors.
Yeah, exactly. To be honest, I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's my worst Cody Rhodes. That's my least favorite Cody Rhodes.
For real? I used to love that song.
Yeah, I'm sorry. First off, before we get too in deep into detail about the Cody Rhodes situation, thank you everybody for those watching on YouTube. We will go on Spotify and Apple Podcasts right after this. You will be hearing this on Monday. Following that, we'll have the NXT review, the AEW review, and then our regular scheduled show where me and Devin are our shows are pre-recorded. Yes, it is predetermined. Our show is not the F word. It is predetermined. So yes, we have the recording on Thursday, and we will get to you the episode Friday morning. And then Wild 110 comes through at 7 o'clock at night to hit you with the same episode, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and at 12:30 Eastern Standard, and at 12 o'clock, I should say, Eastern.
On the dot.
On the dot. So for those listening and watching on YouTube, hello, and thank you for joining us. For those listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, thank you as well. But enough of the thank yous. We just had to get that out the air because it's just a good day today. We're just a good feel. We had to give you the schedule because we're back. The schedule got off a little bit. We have lives, but we are back better than ever. And we can say the same about Cody Rhodes because he, like we just said, signed to AEW. Wow, doing so good, Devin. I was doing so good. He signed to WWE. Now, multiple sources said that he signed about 2 weeks ago. And his debut is going to be close to at least WrestleMania weekend, or as Devin said last episode, he could show up the night after WrestleMania, Monday Night Raw. So Rhodes, alongside his wife, Brandy, left. Brandy is training in the ring, but she is not signed with WWE yet. Devin, now we have legit proof, evidence that Cody Rhodes has signed with WWE. What do you think his role is going to be now? How big is this?
It's interesting. It's really interesting because he is I can't see him being like just place where he was when he left, because like he left and became a bigger brand of himself. So I'm not saying he's going to get interjected into like main event status like right away, but he'll be knocking on the door of it. It's like an AJ Styles coming in. Like you can't just throw that man at the bottom. Really, he built up a brand outside of you.
You're right, but you threw AJ Styles in, and you gave him the WWE Championship. AJ Styles would then beef with Roman. He did lose. Well, no, that's not that. He didn't just beef with Roman. He beefed with Roman. Then he beefed with John Cena himself. Beat up John Cena. That was the go-to in what, 2016, 2017
that was
era.
the catchphase right there. Beat up John Cena.
Beat up John Cena. Now Cody Rhodes probably isn't going to be on that same time, but he's not AJ Styles. I don't think they're going to treat him the same. Like,
Oh yeah, I was just I know. Yeah, I was just saying like how people like they come in like they have a bigger like you can bring in anybody sometimes and just be like, all right, we'll just figure out what he gonna fit in. But like him, he's a bigger piece than when he left. And Cody Rhodes' name has more weight to it.
so would it be almost disrespectful to throw him in a mid-card contention?
It wouldn't necessarily
Huh? It wouldn't?
because I mean you don't want to just. I mean, granted, like I said, I just said he had a bigger brand, but you don't want to just throw him into like just all right main event status for you. Like I could see him coming back like as a kind of like how Edge did. Like he didn't just jump to the title, that quick. But it's like you still want to go see Edge like on a like lower card, type of matches. He's gonna be in something that's gonna be somewhat important that could lead to some championship, contentions. He might bring back the old IC belt, and I'll love him forever for that. See the one that brought it back in the first place.
So I don't think, looking at the way the mid card is set up right now, boring. Hot dog water.
Maybe he could be that spark.
You know what? We're not. This isn't going to be on Wild 110. It's ass cheeks, Devin. It's ass cheeks. I'm sorry. Look.
Hey, yo, got the one that's in.
Look, I was like, we're not going to be on Wild 110. We have some leniency on weekends. I'm sorry, Mrs. Crimes, if you listen to this. But look, my thing is, I feel like it's disrespectful if you throw Cody Rhodes into any mid-card position because look, like you said, you build a brand for yourself outside of WWE. You just threw everything you did outside of WWE out the window. And think about it like this. How do you think Vince McMahon treated WCW superstars when they came through? How do you think he treated these NXT superstars that just came through? Cody Rhodes ain't getting no special. AJ Styles is the only exception, is the only outsider that can come in and actually do good and portray some type of professionalism. Cody Rhodes ain't getting that. His father couldn't even get that. And that's sad. Like, I'm not saying that like a disrespectful way, but his father was the man before WWE. He was the man coming in WWE, but they threw him into polka dot outfits and dancing. So that's my take on it. That's where I have to end it.
You still look at that. Look, I'm looking at it all optimistically, like, yeah, they ain't gonna throw him in just yet, but you can knock on the door of opportunity. Here go Isaiah. Man, they just gonna shut the door. They just gonna kick him out.
Oh, so you want to see Roman versus Cody Rhodes, where Roman just chokes him out. Cody Rhodes ain't beating Roman.
Oh yeah, he definitely not. But
Cody Rhodes ain't beating Brock. Cody Rhodes ain't beating what he could have beat Big E. That could be a dub. Anybody could have beat Big E. I'm sorry, but he ain't beating Bobby Lashley. Seth Rollins, it's rumored that he is going to go against Seth Rollins in WrestleMania, which is good. And I like what you said. Go against a couple of other people like CM Punk. CM Punk hasn't even fought for the title yet. He's just been, fighting people, just having his little feuds. Cody Rhodes could do that. That's fine. Do you think Cody Rhodes will be taken seriously? That's my biggest thing.
That's tough. I don't see why not, but depending on how they move with the feuds and the direction he'll go, that'll determine it. Because if he start feuding with all these people and they end up losing, then nah. Like you came in here, now you finna go off with this dude. No. Unless you finna get a trilogy out of somebody.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's tough. It's a tough way, like for him to come in. That's where it's interesting to see how they fill that out.
I'm not expecting big things from Cody. I'm sorry. And I wonder how long his contract is. I wouldn't bet it's more than 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I feel like it's
I feel like he'll be ready to bounce somewhere else.
Yeah, I think it's less than it's got to be like a 1 to 2 year contract. It has to be like a contract where he's like filling it out. I know they're not signing them long term. It's got to be a temporary contract. But Cody Rhodes to WWE, and looks like we're going to see Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, which I think will be a great match. Something I'll be excited for.
Me too.
Devin, I do have a quick question. Britt Baker got on to social media after her fight with Thunder Rosa. And her and Thunder Rosa had a steel cage match on Dynamite for the women's AEW Women's Championship, where Thunder Rosa won. Check out my NXT review that was posted last Thursday. I think I did a pretty good job talking about it. I'm sorry.
You did.
Thank you. Know what? I appreciate that, Devin. I appreciate that. But the two women went crazy throughout this whole match. And then thumbtacks were involved. Now, Devin, Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa took the brute of the thumbtacks. They both landed on it pretty hard. It looked awful. But the thumbtacks, it looks like people on social media clowned them for it. And it's not like they clowned them in a horrific, like, you guys are doing this for funsies. Like, it's not like they clowned them for, like, rolling over them. Like, you know how the wrestling trope, oh, you're a wrestler, so you're going to do stupid stuff to hurt your body. They got clowned on social media because people said that the thumbtacks were fake. Now, Britt Baker took to social media and showed her arm and showed her injuries and bruisings. Devin, how do you feel about the social media's response and Britt Baker's response as well?
I mean, I think it's pretty messed up that you got to prove that you hurt yourself. Like, we know what pro wrestling is, but there's some things that you really can't, do it another way. You almost got to just do it or not do it at all. And thumbtacks is one of those things. And I would never question it, because even if I see people going off thumbtacks, I'm like, oh my God, so I mean, I wouldn't even want to go like, man, the real. Nah, I wouldn't even question it, because shoot, I wouldn't even be trying to do it. So to see women doing it, like, I wouldn't even be trying to question, like, oh, did you really do that? No, man, just shut up and enjoy it. Like, I enjoy it, but just take it for what it is. It was there to enhance that gruesomeness of the match. Like, just take it for what it is and don't question it. Like,
you heard the heel turn, ladies and gentlemen. Just shut up and watch it. That's Devin.
No.
Just shut up and watch the match.
No, I just like, when it comes to things like that, I would never question, like, y'all, did you really go through that flaming table? Was that real barbed wire? Huh? I just wouldn't, if they willing to pull that out and go that far, why would they go halfway for it? I'm pretty sure they've orchestrated and know how to operate it and, do it the way that it should be done. So I'd never question something like that. I mean, I can see something that's obviously seen. You can go, well, that didn't look too, I'm trying to get the right word I want to use. It didn't look the way I thought that should look. I'm probably going to question it. But thumbtacks, things like that, barbed wire, I'll say I won't question hardcore match tactics, like type of things like that. I try to excel those matches. I won't never question those, because they're already gruesome enough. Me, if I was a booker, I wouldn't even be trying to tell somebody, yeah, bro, I'm going to need you to, like, go through 2 flaming tables, and then he going to put a barbed wire. I just wouldn't do it. So to see somebody do it, I never question it. Like, you did it, props to you, because I wouldn't have done it.
Nah, it's true. It's like, and you always go back to like the story of, I don't know where I heard this from. It had to have been a documentary or a YouTube video of them, like a list, a list of YouTube videos, but a top 10 list, I'm trying to say, but like, it was Randy Orton before his match with Mick Foley. He said before he got into it, he went home and landed on one thumbtack, and he said it hurt like hell, and he was scared, like, for the whole week. Like, he had to go to that match for Mick Foley because he landed on one thumbtack. And if you remember that match, he landed on the thumbtacks, and him and Mick Foley, in the words of Jim Cornette, fought off. They fought into backstage, and they're just pretty much backstage peeling other thumbtacks out of Randy Orton's back, because Randy Orton was like, all that. So we literally also, it was on WoW. It was aired on WoW 110 last week. Shout out them as well. We had an interview with Paradox, who went through thumbtacks. His exact words, they sucked.
Yeah, he kept it real. Like, no, they didn't feel ticklish. It's horrible. Like, it's just
right. So if this is Paradox, independent wrestler, up and coming independent wrestler out of Arizona is doing this, AEW is just going to be using fake gimmicked weapons. No, it's not. And plus, why would you? John Moxley and Kenny Omega, they found out because the glass that they used in their match is gimmicked, but it's the way that just watching them crawl through it. John Moxley putting the glass in Kenny Omega's face, rubbing it in his face and stuff. It's just like, I'm still freaking out. I don't care if it's gimmicked or not. Like, it's like, I'm trying to do what Devin telling me to do. Shut up and enjoy it. Like, that's the whole part of wrestling. If somebody's rubbing glass on your face and the person's not bleeding, obviously you're going to suspect something. But if you're slamming on the thumbtacks and a couple of them are still stuck in your body as you're getting up, come on now. You can't gimmick that.
Exactly. Like, you almost might as well get one and go, man, you want me to put this in your bag?
Exactly. You land on it. Like you land on it. Matter of fact, come here, let me pick you up real fast. Like,
yeah, that's why I never would question that. Like, oh, why he fall from that far? They must have did something. Oh, am I gonna go do it? Then I ain't gonna say nothing, you know?
Exactly. So look, shout out to Britt Baker. Cause she took the brunt force of it all. Her and Thunder Rosa. And shout out to Thunder Rosa, new AEW Women's Champion. Now we get to Alexa Bliss. And this is where we talk about not us, but WWE fans. Me and Devin are the good wrestling fans. Well, it depends. Depends on what day we're having. But we're the good wrestling fans. But we're not this type of crazy. Alexa Bliss she always has to take down her social media. Why? And it's mainly because she has a psychotic fan base. Let's be honest. Or no, scratch that. Women's wrestling has a psychotic fan base.
Yes.
Now, Alexa Bliss, she posted on social media. Now, I saw this. And then as soon as I saw her tweet this, all the news outlets came out. Now, she posted on Twitter. She said, I really hate that this needs to be said again. No, you are not talking to me on any outlet, on any social outlet. No, you do not get to DM me from a personal account. No, she said, no, you did not get DMs from a personal account from me. She just worded that. So, wow. We are not dating. No, I'm not asking for money. And death threats to me and my fiance are not okay. Whoever you are communicating with, pretending to be me is not me. Do not continue communicating. Most importantly, again, death threats are not okay. Now, this is kind of sad because when we go back to situations like Sonya Deville, and when she had a freaking psychotic human being break into her house waiting on her, or at least trying to, and thankfully he was arrested before anything could happen. But especially, safety for him, Sonya Deville would have beat that dude up. I'm sorry, I almost slipped up. Sonya Deville would have put that man down, but
gave him the minks.
Exactly. And then Mandy Rose would have seen what happened. Now it's 2-for-1 special. Now you look, now you scared. But you hear these stories, and I actually seen people were screenshotting on the tweets, the replies, screenshots of what people are saying. And it's literally one guy that's like, Alexa Bliss, I love you, baby. Like, I'm a save you from the lies that your fiance's telling you. Like, she literally has no idea you exist. Do we realize none of these people that we talking about know we exist? They don't know what we look like. They don't know our names. They don't care if we're having a bad day unless we tell them. And even then, probably 50%, unless they ain't Big E, 90% of them won't even care. So be this psychotic of a person and to be this involved into someone else's personal life to where you have to be this toxic and venomous is disgusting. And this is why in this majority towards the female wrestlers. This is why they can't have social media. This is why they can't live normally, as you can see. But Devin, what's your thoughts on this with these creeps?
Eddie, creeps. I'm glad you put it that way. These creeps, uppercase C. Yeah, man, it's really unacceptable, man. Especially to stoop to that level of like death threats. Like, really? Like, that's like, when we watch anything, like if it's from wrestling, if it's from movies, television, any type of form of entertainment, at the end of the day, they're human beings. At the end of the day, everybody has feelings. They have the way of life. Everybody has to go to sleep. Everybody has to wake up. They're humans. So it's just like, watch, not treat them as a human. Like, they're not objects. Like, Alexa Bliss is not an object. She is a human being who is just entertaining us. And there's lines that have to be drawn. Like, you can like this person. I like Roman Reigns. You don't see me calling him up going, hey, bro, when we going, hey, man, let me be in the bloodline. No, he the entertainer, I'm the fan. And with my position, I just critique, how they're entertaining us. Sometimes I love what they do. Sometimes I may go, they could have did this better, but I let the line stay there. And that's what people, those psychotic fans or whoever you want to call them, needs to draw their line where, like, this is a human being. And like I said before at the start, it's unacceptable. And it's crazy how often it happens. And then, like you said, she has to constantly, black out her account or, lock, put it on. I can't think of the word, but like, it's unacceptable that they can't just live their lives.
Yeah, I found it. And now I'm not gonna, I will read the tweet. I'm not gonna say this guy's name. I'm not gonna give him any clout or any credit, but I'm gonna show you how sick these, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy wrote 5 paragraphs to Alexa Bliss. I'm only gonna read maybe 1 or 2 of them because Buddy's a weirdo. Ryan, her fiance. Ryan has poisoned your mind with lies. Him and his entire family has poisoned your mind with lies. So you got to leave Ryan. That's why you think you are really happy, because he has lied to you about everything. I love you so much, baby, and I will not let anybody hurt you or try to ruin my name with what? I'm sorry. I forgot he's illiterate. I'm sorry. Psychotic people are illiterate too. I will not let anyone hurt you or try to ruin my name and identity. I, for one, speak the truth about people like Ryan. There is no reason for me to threaten you or that musician wannabe. I have the truth about him on my side. And the rest goes on about how they're going to protect him, about protecting Alexa Bliss, and how that's all he wants to do. Talking about, they're getting personal. They even bring up where they stay.
Oh, see, no, that's too far.
Yeah, and we're done here.
See, and that's where now psychotic, they like, even if Alexa Bliss isn't who she is, like, you can't just do that to somebody, regular
a human
person.
being. Yeah,
that's why it comes down to the bottom. Like, at the end of the day, we're all human. That's why when we talk about these performers, we don't talk about them on a personal level, because they're a human being. They just chose to do this profession. We're just, critiquing the profession and how it's done, but we're not attacking them as a person, because as a person, you have done nothing. Like, you're living. So am I. So is whoever. So no, that is totally unacceptable. And like, who sits at a computer or a phone and does that? Go touch some grass. Matter of fact, don't even touch the grass. Go cut it. Go get some plants. Do something besides being a creep with Cheetos on your fingers.
Cheetos on your fingers. Jesus Christ.
That's how I picture these people. I feel like they just, because there's no way you could have that type of mindset and just be like, I'm going to go to the grocery store. Oh, you weirdo. Go outside and stand. Sorry.
Oh, no. It's cool. It's good. I was agreeing with everything you said. It's scary. And it's sad to realize that. And I like that we have to, as much as we talk about, the world is going soft, nobody can say anything anymore without offending anybody. I'm glad that we can actually come through and say that, because we could go on here. I can say a million things wrong with Aaliyah, but at the end of the day, the last thing I want to do is text her and tell her how much of a despicable human being she is, which she isn't. Why isn't she? Because I don't know her. Why does she not care about me? Because she has no idea I exist. And if she did, she'd probably text me, "Hey, what you doing? You up?" You know, I'd be like, "Stop, look, you know what I'm saying? You know, what do they call them? What do they call them? The lethal lovers. Woo, Lordy. I'm sorry. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh, I know what we're talking about. But yeah,
what was he?
But yeah, like we could go on here bash each other. We talk about Liv Morgan a lot. You talk about how much you are so impressed. We are impressive. We like Liv Morgan. Dev is not texting and talking about his profound love for. We don't know if it's there or not, but we don't know if we're not talking about Dev's profound love for Liv Morgan. And that's the thing. If we all have crushes, we all have people we like. We keep it to ourselves. We're normal human beings. Like I don't understand why you have to be that creepy. Don't be a creep. Don't be a creep and don't be a troll.
Let that be the message of this show.
Yes, don't be a creep and don't be a
creep.
Trolls will definitely do that too. I just want to wake up and just give somebody a bad day on social media because I have nothing to do and it just makes my blood boil to know that somebody else is having a bad day. I can't be I'm just so unathletic and I can't be a wrestler myself. So you know what? Let me just piss off other wrestlers and other celebrities because that'll give me my clout so I can talk about it in front of my Discord friends and text them. And let me stop. Let me stop because I don't know.
It makes no sense, man. It's sick, man. It
is sick. Let
sick. People live their lives and you go and live your life, man.
Right, but
girl don't even know you like that. Not girl, but like the general, like
right. But no, here's where we might have to contradict ourselves, Devin, because now we have to go back to the wrestling fandom. Yeah, that's right. I lean back. We recently seen the hatred, the head of the table. Look, we gonna get to that in a minute. We definitely gonna get to that in a minute, and I can't wait. But the newest couple in wrestling, Ty Conti and Sammy Guevara, it was so controversial how they got together. We really is none of our business. I don't care. But the main problem that is going on right now, storyline relationships, real life going into storyline, real life getting put into storylines. We started this off with, but let's back up. And as I'm saying, let's back up. I'm just gonna keep going back in my memory to naming off all these couples. So we have right now we're at Ty Conti and Cody Rhodes. You go back a little bit, you have Brandy and Cody. Going back, of Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Even in some of the mixed tag team challenges, Jimmy and Naomi. You got people love that, and that's probably the couple I named that people actually like. Corey Graves, and Carmella. Out of all those people I named, the only people that are really likable is Jimmy and Naomi. Brandy is probably the most hated human being out of everybody, which I don't understand why in that matter. But how do you feel about relationships going into storylines? Because the fans are hating it. And Ty Conti posted on Twitter saying that that Cody and Brandy need to come back because they left all the hatred for Sammy and Ty. And Cody was just like, you guys need to shake it off, just fight through it. It is what it is. But how do you feel about storylines and the relationships coming together as one?
It's too much. But I mean, see, when you word it like, okay, I look at it like, okay, there's two people, they're together. They just so happen to be fellow wrestlers, superstars. Okay. But once you start bringing their actual real life relationship into wrestling where it's interfering, people are like, making all these. Because at the end of the day, whoever wants to date whoever wants to marry who, is between them. But once you start bringing it into, okay, hold on. I'm trying to attack your question the right way.
Well, just how do you feel? Just how do you feel about it in general? What's your thoughts on it? Like, if you saw that Cesaro and Tamina were dating, and then out of nowhere, Tamina's getting beat up, and then Cesaro comes, is like, oh, let me carry her out the ring. You know, like stuff like that. On like off-screen relationships going on screen. It don't matter if it's a promo, don't matter if it's a fight. How do you feel about it in general?
I mean, I don't have a problem with it necessarily. No. I mean, if that's the real life couple, you bring it into. I just don't like when they have like a storyline where like
it's strictly them two.
No, we're like it's them two as a relationship, but like it's some type of scandal type of storyline. Like, oh, you know, like they did with
Rusev and Lana.
Yeah, like that, and like with Mandy Rose and Naomi. It's things like that where like it's a real relationship, but like you're playing with it. Like, oh, what if so and so cheated? Who would like? I don't mind when like you have it where, as much as tiring as I am with like the Miz and Maurice and like Edge and Beth Phoenix recently, like it's just two couples going at it, and it's just trying to show these couples are strong together. I'm okay with that, although it's been pretty repetitive. But I never feel comfortable when they do like some type of cheating angle with it. Like it's just because that's a real relationship, and you're kind of like, well, what if this happened? Oh, I don't know. It's just that part I don't really care for.
Man, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. You said what?
No. I was just saying it's a real slippery slope. It's just weird because it's.
I mean, it's weird. Well, I don't think it's weird. I just think it's unnecessary, unless it is like a manager. If she's like a manager role, if she's a wrestler alongside you, it doesn't make any sense. Stay separate. To be honest,
Isaiah's like he want that work environment. Like, hey, no kissing, no touching.
Get away. What do you guys together for?
I guess when you look at it that way, it makes sense because it's like that's their job. So like obviously you wouldn't want somebody just walking around with somebody like that's like in an office or something. Like, oh, so and so's dating so and so down the hall. They're finna go get some water together. Like.
Well, it's not even that. It's just Seth Rollins is in a. Okay, let me go a little bit earlier. Adam Cole is wrestling with Hangman Page and what's their name? The Dark Order. He's wrestling with them. Orange Cassidy just happens to come out. The Best Friends come out. Chris Statlander has to come out and protect Orange Cassidy. Britt Baker has to come in and protect her man. Why is this merging into storylines? Seth Rollins fighting Baron Corbin. Lacey Evans is on the sideline. Why does Becky Lynch coming out of nowhere?
Okay, now looking at that, those are pretty forced because it's not like it was necessary for that moment or feud.
Even if Andrade and Charlotte had a match, why would they need one? It's foolishness.
Yeah.
And why?
Okay. I'm seeing it. I see what you're trying to say.
I just think it's annoying.
Yeah, I guess you're saying like no, I'm saying like it's forced, where it's like it wasn't even necessary. Like it didn't really help the story you were trying to tell. You just did it because you just had that asset available. Oh, you're dating so and so. Okay, how about we bring no, it's just you're just doing it because they just happen to be together. And it's okay. So you know what? I don't necessarily change my standpoint, but in terms of like just moments where it's unnecessary, that's where I can see it being not trouble, but an issue. Like, no. Like go let Adam Cole have his stories and deal with his enemies and let Britt Baker deal with her enemies. Like it's just they don't have to join forces all the time just because they just so happen to be together.
Right. And they don't have to be on screen. They don't have to.
Oh, sorry. Like we didn't see Jimmy come out, hey Sonya, like quit messing. You ain't see that. Like it's Naomi handled it on her own. He had his own stuff going on with the bloodline.
I feel like that's only because if he in trouble, he got his cousin.
Well, I'm just saying, like that's a moment where they could have been like, well, we could have just brought him out and Sonya could have got somebody to help her, and no, it's unnecessary.
I feel like all of it just needs to just die out, to be honest with you. I feel like all of it is, with the exception of no, I don't even think there is an exception. Like it's just like you have Yeah, like the Butcher and the Blade, and the Bunny. Yeah, for those that don't know, the Butcher or whichever, the Butcher or the Blade, whichever, whatever. One of them are married to the Bunny. Obviously, we know that because they're a faction. We know that because they showed up together. Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux, they showed up together. We didn't have to be like, oh, okay, they dated in separate spots, so now they got to get together. And no. Andrade and Zelina Vega didn't date at all, but they got put together. They showed up together. I'm not trying to, okay, we both are having our solo runs. We're a couple. Let's merge our careers together. No, because now you're just making it stupid. You guys you just need to stay in your own spot and get out of our faces. Like, pretty much. I feel like all that. I feel like I just feel like it's unnecessary.
It makes total sense.
When I seen Ty Conti run out there to help Sammy, I was like, this is just it's annoying. It's annoying. Oh, here goes my girlfriend to save me. Like every time.
I feel like if that was you'd be mad, like, oh, don't come save me. Dang.
Yeah, get off me, girl. Dang. I'm finna be like Eddie Guerrero. You remember when Eddie fell off that ladder? Where is Vicky, man? That's me. But it's gonna be the opposite. Get away from me, man. What did you do? I'm running out here. God. Get this contract, Ray. Go ahead. I don't even want your son no more. No, he ain't gonna be no wrestler. That's funny. Man, but yeah, I just feel like they need to go away with the couples in general. You guys could date, you guys could be in a relationship, but just know if I had a promotion, you guys are not getting together. No, separate, disperse, scatter, skedaddle.
He said, do all that stuff when you get backstage.
Yes, exactly. Do all that stuff when you get back. Like Seth and Becky. We didn't know nothing was happening until they posted that kissing picture backstage that they did months ago. So it's like, and then there was like, you know what? This happened months ago. Let's start this feud right now. We got to fight together now. Like, it's stupid. Rusev and Lana are dating their thing. Oh, we got to, especially when you know that they're a couple and then you split them up. And like you said, those are stupid. The scandals, unnecessary. But that's why we just shouldn't have them couples in the first place. You guys to be a couple after the show. During the show, get away. Now, Devin, there will be no dream match today. There will be no back in my time today. Because the rest of this time, we're going to take that up for the WWE 2K22 review. Man, me and Devin have been playing this game nonstop, endlessly. I think my thumbs are in severe agony.
See, that ain't me. I never break.
That ain't me. I play with my toes. That's this man right here.
I was trying to be all intimidated about like the controller breaks before I break. You know, he play with my toes.
Yeah, he talking about some. I don't play with my thumbs. I'm what do he play with? How he holding this controller? Oh crap! But I do have a quick question. What's your thoughts on the game?
Man, my thoughts. I think the game is extraordinary compared to its predecessors. And I say that because, man, you can tell it took, some time to make this. Like, the attention to detail is nice. Mechanics is nice, all that stuff. I'm a nerd, so I'm not going to geek out entirely. I don't want people to be, nerd, they jump out the car and everything. Not going to have that here. I'm going to just give you a straight little sim down review. Like, yeah, I think the game is really great. There's a lot of improvements. Like I said, gameplay wise, presentation, I love it. I know I'm gonna sound really, really particular, but I love how with Interest is the camera is now set up as if it's a cameraman. Somebody's actually like, obviously a cameraman is not gonna be that perfect and hold the frame just in the same spot as that person moving. It's a little shaky. You could tell he's trying to catch up with somebody. It's that little pinch of detail makes a huge difference in those interests. And then my rides, that man, you want to sit and spend hours and stay up all night and have nothing else to do with your life, that is the mode for you. Because whoever wrote that, man, you insane, but in a good way. But you insane. And GM mode, I ain't think I was gonna like GM mode. I done won 3 times now. So obviously I know what I be talking about on here sometimes. But man, all in all, man, it's an extraordinary game. And shoot, it's up there with the greats, man. Up there with SmackDown versus Raw 7 and stuff. Shoot, I would even put it next to Here Comes the Pain, honestly. And that's saying something. Here Comes the Pain was no joke. Man. Oh, little Devin. Oh, shoot, I had to be at least like 6 or something, or who knows. Man, oh, Devin, I was just ready, just playing the game, just like, man. I don't even want to tell you all them stories, man. Here Comes the Pain just did something for my childhood. And 2K22 is doing something for my adulthood. So some things never change, do they? And it came out on my birthday. So shoot, that's another plus right there. I'm done. I'll be talking all day when it comes to this.
Thank you.
See
Man, as soon as he said, as far as presentation, I was like, oh man, let me lean back real fast. He said, as far as presentation, I said, oh man.
It's like we delve into.
He turned this to a gaming show. He turned this to a gaming channel.
He'll turn gaming. Be on the lookout.
But look, I couldn't agree more. Definitely couldn't agree more. Everything that Devin said, I agree with. As far as there's just so much to do. The universe mode. You can, it's 2 sides to the universe mode. You can play as your favorite character or your own character, or you can take control your narrative. You know, there's just so much you could do with that game. The My GM mode, like you said, you can play that for hours. You could definitely play that for hours. 15 weeks, 25 weeks to what? 52? Was it 60 something?
No, I go to 50.
Yeah, it's 50. They don't even give you the year. You missed 2 weeks. You get 2 weeks off. Look at that. They give you 2 weeks off in my GMO. But and then the My Rise, like you said, man, I don't want to give away too much. But as you know, it's a My Career, so obviously it's not gonna be a My Career if you don't get to experience the different brands. So yes, you will be an NXT, Raw, SmackDown. But man, there is so much to do in each and every setting, and you can, and it's not like you're stuck there. You can bounce back whenever. Like, it's ridiculous. And the like you said, the controls is different. Like everything about it is pretty smooth. I remember somebody saying that, the move sets is pretty smooth, and it's like every move is kind of like placed and set up perfectly. Everything kind of makes sense. It's not a weird sequence.
We love wrestling when it makes sense.
Exactly. Now when this AEW game come out, I don't know what to expect.
That's gonna be insane.
I definitely don't know what to expect. I guess I gotta pull out my GTA bazooka to take out the Young Bucks. Still kick at that too. Like, still don't know what's going on. I just cover his leg, his arm still up on the other side of the rope. Like, I'm like, come on now. Like, but yeah. Well, I think the game's awesome. I think the game's awesome. And that hot take, what you said, the Here Comes the Pain hot take, that's huge. I might have to put that one up. We might have to put that one up on Twitter.
I only say it because when you look back, like it's only a select few games that I go back and be like, man, this joint was cold. Dang, it just be like, oh shoot. I done wasted a whole hour playing something that came out 10 years ago. And I only get that to like Here Comes the Pain. I don't really go back to Shut Your Mouth that much. But like Here Comes the Pain, SmackDown versus Raw 7, 2K14, that was their first, that was just their first one under the 2K banner. That one was great. And since then, like I say, 2K22 is the last one where I'm like, yo, you finna be one of them goats, some WWE game goats. WGG. I don't even know that's
WGG.
Well, that's like WWE GG. Okay, you know what? Y'all get the idea, all right? That's how I'm putting this game up, all right? I've been logging in too many hours on it. I already been wasted a lot of time. Not wasted. So it was time. It was, I don't even know how to put it. It wasn't wasted, I'll say that. Time that was deserving.
Look at that. He even played the game so much he forgot how to talk. He just
played the game so long. I was like, oh, so I gotta get a haircut. Like, so that's how I lost my head just playing the game.
My man just lost -2 promo points on my GM mode. Look at that.
Yeah. Isaiah telling y'all he love that game till he gets slapped up by the head of the table. Y'all ain't hearing him.
I already beat him. I'm sick of beating him. That's my problem.
No, he keeps out of my 8 finisher, man. What the heck going on?
I'm sick of beating him. In between beating up Roman and Hulk Hogan, I'm tired. It's like it gets exhausting. It's like, what? Jackson Riker want to tag in, man. Here we go again. Like,
yeah, he got that Xbox, so y'all know he got that big old 54 pack of AA batteries. I just plug 54. And play.
You just plug and play. Is that before or after you charge your Android?
So you got jokes.
Yeah, come on now.
But these I can charge. I ain't gotta run to Walgreens or whatever. Give me some.
You do gotta run to Walgreens when I steal it. When I steal it and hide it, then he gonna be like, no, I gotta go buy another one. I could get a pack of batteries for $1 at the dollar store. This man gotta get a whole cord for like what, $7.99.
See, man, we've been debating this for like almost 10. When you gonna just get a PlayStation, man? See,
I had a PlayStation.
And what happened?
It passed away of natural causes.
So when you went to the next gen, you just said, nah, like I'm just.
So when I went to if I'm getting the next gen, it's gonna be Xbox.
I'm so sick of this, man.
Xbox.
I get sick. That's why he doing on purpose. I come to his house, I'm like, yeah, bro, let's get this WWE. Man, what the heck? You know, I gotta look at XYB0811. I'm used to just square, X, circle, triangle. Not all this alphabetical stuff, unless it's a Nintendo game. That's different.
Man, you know what? I just can't argue with PlayStation users. You know what? I just can't.
That's what you be, man. I've been playing PlayStation since I was playing games.
See this, and that makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense, Devin Lee. And I bet Roman fans are also like what 80% PlayStation users.
But Roman probably ain't got a PlayStation. He already know. He know what's up. Nah, then again, if I find out he got an Xbox, I'd probably be like, man, you know what?
Man, he gonna treat that head of the table shirt like a Hulkamaniac, man.
I got an Xbox, brother. He had to do brother.
But Devin, is there anything you want to say to the audience before we close out the show?
Man, I feel like I said a lot, but I don't think I said enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a Sunday. You know what that means? It's the day before Monday, and who likes Mondays until like 7 o'clock? That's when Raw come on. So that's a plus on the day, depending on that episode. But I'm losing track of what I'm trying to say. It's all good. Look at your boy. Your boy got the fresh cut. You know, it's always time to shake up things. I got a little tired of the whatever I had going on. Got me a new computer, papuda. So we out here living it, man. We out here making it, you know. And things happen, and they will, because life is life. But you know what's gonna be the same? Us still trudging through, us still moving. So that be my message to y'all. Like I said, the message of the show is I'm gonna add to it, but the big message is don't be a creep, don't be a troll. Let people live their life, and you live yours. That's all Devin Crimes Jr. got to say. As I sign out on this wonderful Sunday, I hand it back over to my partner in crime. Not my last name, but the actual crime. Isaiah Jackson Jr.
Thank you, Mr. Crimes, for that wonderful outro. Look, me and Devin are trying to work ourselves into a GM mode. We're gonna figure this out. And when we figure this out, I'm gonna do that to him.
Oh, see, man, there you go. He ain't ready for it. He gonna be like, dang, man, I don't want to do this no more. He gonna be like the little boy. Sick of this, man. He gonna have to sit up playing GMO with me. He gonna have to almost stand up. Like, man, why? He gonna have to stand in front of me. He whooping him. Man, I don't wear this shirt for no reason.
Yeah, look, he wears that shirt for a reason. Because when I draft Roman and he throws his controller across the room, and it's going to be, I'll be like, now we gotta go back on YouTube. No, we can't even play the show because Devin controlled it. We only got one draft pick in, and that was it. Oh man! But thank you all for those watching on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, thank you so much. We will be back on Tuesday. Devin will be back on Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Well, technically Wednesday. Then we'll be back on Wednesday. I'll be back on Thursday. And then we'll both be here on Friday and on Wild 110 as well. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll see you guys next time.